and especially the draft again. This Snowball Nidalee comp versus Heavy CC, it is very difficult to play and play well. FNATIC over time kept re-engaging without their core ultimates available, and they allowed ORIGEN to sneak back in the game. This time, it was much cleaner, a much more radical and rash attempt, mostly because ORIGEN had a inferior draft compared to game 1. I like the Baron call still. I think it's okay if teams go for that. I don't mind seeing it backfire, rather than what some other teams are doing where they just roll over.
And good to see OG take steps to fight back. And at the end of the day, FNATIC, maybe they experiment a little bit more in game 1, but come in clean for the most part in game 2. And OG, this is just another one, unfortunately, on the list. We'll see how they progress as we go through the rest of the season. But for now, I think it's FNATIC's progression we have to focus on, because what is next for this team?
But if they want to challenge the top 2 in their group, they will need to practice hard during the IM Katowice week. Because we're now at the halfway point in the spring split. Week 5, there's 10 weeks in total, and they need to make something happen.
Well, and you think about it too. Unicorns of Love, H2K, G2, they're all going to be at the tournament. So who are you going to practice again? How are you going to find that top practice?
The ping from Katowice isn't that high. Because, and if you're in the tournament, you probably want to scrim teams that are not in the tournament. So in that sense, I think they find something to scrim.
Well, come on, all right.
There's also other teams in Katowice visiting.
I'll be honest, I didn't realize that pro teams worked that hard, that during one tournament you'd be scrimming for another league. I didn't think that was a thing.
No, it's very, I thought that too initially. It's like, all these guys are going to a tournament here, an international tournament. How can they scrim?
Oh wait, it's just like...
It's like literally right next to Germany. So I think they're fine in that regard. Other than that, there's other LCS teams here still, and we've seen that it's not bound to just within intra-group scrims or inter-group scrims. Like, teams are basically playing each other all the time. And worst case, you play solo queue, you develop new picks, you play duo queue, you work on communication systems, you can do exercises outside of the game. Because a lot of these issues are not purely game-related.
Very true. But one man who kind of brought out new picks in the past, but kept it classic for this series on 2 traditional AD carries, the man we're going to call player of the series, it is going to be Rekklles coming in. I gotta say, solid performances on the Sivir, especially in those final team fights. Very aggressive positioning, as you said, but confidence in his ability to hit that spell at the right time.
Yeah, that's the story.
Well, and of course,
very aggressive.
Very far ahead.
Very aggressive once you're winning is what a lot of people say about him. But he went 13-0-9 in a game where his team was struggling at points. I think he cleaned up well, and he was part of the little brush camp at the start of the first game that got the massive lead for FNATIC, so definitely worthy of player of the game.
Once again, huge snowball. All came from that. All came from a single mistake. And I mean, I think they can be proud of that. But once again, I'd love to watch that game again without that lead. You know, see how it transpires.
I definitely would like to see what happened. And also, I don't think you can expect to make that play and get that much of a payout. That was literally everything done wrong by ORIGEN. It's this bot lane ranting, but like, not freezing there, I can accept. Trying to push out, I can accept. Using all your abilities on a wave when you're not 100% sure these guys are gone, and then playing that close to the brush as well. You can clear that wave with abilities much farther away than what happened in game 1.
Well, we'll have to see if that continues to be the trend, if OG adapt in the future. But for now, and for more on the Week 5 series from FNATIC, let's head over to Pyra, who's sitting by at the desk.
Thanks, guys. This time I decided I'd be taking a seat, and I'm joined by BROXAH, FNATIC's jungler. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. But it seemed like this week wasn't the cleanest for you guys. Do you want to talk about why you think the team's been dipping a little in performance?
I feel like it's pretty hard to say, but I mean, we're not really a new team, but we're playing with a new jungler. The jungler role impacts a lot, and we kind of need to mesh together still. We've only been together for 2 weeks. And on top of that, we played Splice this week to start off with, which is obviously not an easy opponent. They're really good. They just played at Worlds. And in reality, I think we did pretty well against them, actually, because it was pretty small mistakes from our side that costed the game in the end. And today, we didn't play as clean as we had hoped, but we came through with the victory, and that's what matters.
That's true. The win is important. And in all fairness, yes, you guys have been, you've been only on the team for a little while. What can you tell me about the atmosphere on the team since you've arrived to the main part of it?
I think the atmosphere on the team is really good, actually. Everyone are positive, helpful. Like, I've been getting a lot of help coming into the main team. I already knew some of the analysts, coaches, managers, all that kind of stuff beforehand, so that helped a bit. But the players have been really helpful, both in scrims and like before coming into LCS, like telling me what's gonna happen, how to stay calm, all that kind of stuff. So it's really nice.
That's good. I'm glad you're settling in now. This week, you guys had a couple of interesting picks. First, you got to play your Lee Sin off against Splice, but then today you picked the Nidalee, and no one else is doing that. Can you tell me why you picked it?
Well, in this patch, we have been trying Nidalee quite a lot. I used to play a lot of Nidalee before coming into the team, so I've been wanting to pick it up again. And at the moment, it seems like Graves is pretty hard to contest, kinda. He's a really strong jungler. Not many junglers can keep up with his pace, but Nidalee can. And therefore, we think it's a really good alternative, like giving away Graves and then playing Nidalee into it, because she can keep up with him and provide a lot of helpful things for the team.
All right, so you've got versatility, you've got the support backing you up on the FNATIC squad. Now, can you tell me, after a couple weeks playing in the LCS, do you feel like you've earned your starting spot here on FNATIC?
I think it's hard to tell if I earned my spot, since Amazing obviously is a really good player, and he has been playing for a while. He has a lot more experience than me. But I think I played pretty well overall. Obviously, I haven't played perfectly, but I'm pretty new. I think I've played well. But in the end, it's not my decision, and I respect the FNATIC's decision regardless if it is picking up Amazing or picking me or whatever's going to happen.
All right, well, I can't wait to see how it all shakes out. Congratulations once again on your win. But for now, we're going to go ahead and send it back to Shox and Crew for the post-game lobby.